Hey everybody, it's Dale Anderson here. So today I just wanted to discuss with you Chat GPT. I've been using it for my business. It's already changing things for me. It's going to change the world, I believe. And at the moment, there are people creating books. They publish them on Amazon. It's also creating video scripts for social media, super popular tweets, Instagram posts, and scripts for influencers. It's even passing university exams. Other things it can do, it can explain and answer any topic you want it to. So I've decided to give it a go and produce the top 10 things I believe you can do with it, which could really change your life, benefit your business, and have an impact on your creativity. The possibilities are truly endless. It only takes a smart and creative prompt to help you take it to the next level. So number one, instant summary. So to get started with Chat GPT, open your web browser and then head on over to chat.openai.com. It will ask you to register, pop in your details, and then you should be good to go. So something you have to do is to ask it to summarize things. For example, if you have a super long content or news article or blog, you don't perhaps have time to read and you just want a quick summary, you can open Chat GPT, ask it to summarize the article for you in one sentence, then put in the link and watch as Chat GPT does an incredible job of taking a fairly long article, read it into a brief summary of just a few sentences. The other cool thing is you can ask it to summarize YouTube videos, especially when it's something like a podcast which is over an hour long. All you have to do is select that link, hit the copy button, then ask ChatGPT to summarize the video. Hit the paste button, but importantly, head on back over to the video, copy the title link just below the link. Without the title, you can sometimes get mixed results, but once again, you'll get a summary of what's in the video without spending over an hour watching it. What makes this even more crazy is it can summarize hundreds of pages within seconds. So instead of spending hours reading loads of files and documents, you can literally just copy the page into ChatGPT, type out tl.dr, too long, didn't read, basically. It will summarize it in just 2 sentences, then copy paste that long boring text report into the chat and it will spit out the faster summary in just a few seconds. Another really cool thing that you can do is if you're on your phone with the same web link, you can ask ChatGPT something that went on in the news or old history. It'll make it so much easier and quicker to understand. Very cool. There's so much more it can do. For example, it can literally teach you anything. So number 2, teach me. So if there's something you wanted to learn, something quickly, well, instead of going on Google, going through manuals, you can basically ask ChatGPT whatever it is you want, and it will give you incredible results, really specific, detailed guide and step-by-steps on how to get started. So for example, it's told me chords of songs, the frets, and even what string you need to put your fingers on to play certain songs with the guitar, as well as writing songs and lyrics for you. As someone who used to be a musician in a band, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, but it's amazing for someone learning to fast track their skills. Also, from what I've seen, it also does a really good job at translating or teaching you different languages and even certain software like Photoshop, Excel, and so much more. What's even more crazy, it's all for free. So if you're stuck on a project or super annoying homework like maths, you can ask it to solve the problem for you, which would have been great for me as I was really not great at maths and science at school. Honestly, I wish we had this when I was at school. It can explain everything you need to know, very convenient, smarter than my parents and teachers perhaps. So after all that, you can even ask it to check your projects or grade your homework for you. For example, if you ask it to grade your paper out of 100, Shazam, not only does it grade your homework or project, but it even gives you a reason why it gave it that score. So you could turn ChatGPT into TeachGPT, but you can also turn it into DocGPT. So number 3, Dr. GPT. Now ChatGPT is of course not a doctor, but it can help you get seriously healthy. So let us say for a lot of us who aspire to get fit, healthy, gain some muscle, lose some weight, you can ask it for a detailed exercise and diet plan, and it will give you some amazing results and advice along the way with the plan to follow. If there's not enough detail for you to remember, you can ask it to be even more specific. But can we take this one step further, asking ChatGPT to make a weekly or monthly meal plan with a calorie allowance, and it can get very detailed. You can then take that meal plan and ask it to break it down into a shopping list for you. And what really blew my mind is how it categorizes all the different ingredients. This is life-changing. You can also ask it to produce a great recipe for you with just a few ingredients you have left in your house or in the fridge. It will generate different recipes for you. You can even ask it for a recipe on a specific meal, like if you're allergic to nuts or want a vegan mac and cheese. It can even turn into a lot of things, but it can also turn into you. So number 4, multi-identity. So it's crazy it can even do this. Let's say you can copy a message or email that you've written, head over to Chat GPT, you can ask it to analyze and learn from it. Once you do, it's insane what it picks up and how accurate it is. This is like making an AI clone of yourself, and it's especially useful if you need to write emails for you. People will literally think you wrote everything. If that doesn't blow your mind enough, then check this out. You can paste any content into Chat GPT, ask it to write an in-person specific style like Snoop Dogg, for example. What's even better, you can assign personas to Chat GPT, and what's brilliant is that it will give you a better response every time. So you just need to prompt Chat GPT to pretend to be the specific person, and after that, every time it responds, it will reply like that person would, whether that's Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, or Snoop Dogg. So the options are honestly endless. This can be particularly useful, especially when you need to ask ChatGPT for some advice. So number 5, get advice. Let's just say you needed some advice because your roommate kept stealing your cheese. Well, you can ask ChatGPT to help you out, and somehow the answer it gives you is so balanced and reasonable, it's as if you're talking to a professional for advice. You can literally ask it for any advice, like how to deal with a tricky situation at work or with your business partner, how to impress your in-laws or wife, or even how best to ask for a raise at work. Literally anything. You can even ask it how to respond to something in tricky situations, like if someone sent you a nasty message and all you have to do is paste that message in and ask it to create a response or reply in a certain manner. One of the best things, it will even write a response for you. Really neat, right? Number 6, scanning. Another amazing thing ChatGPT can do is scan images. Let's say you have a complex diagram or intricate chart. You can copy that chart into ChatGPT, ask for an explanation of what's in it, and paste the link to the image. Now, it does sometimes get it wrong, but if you give it more information, it usually works it out. Number 7, quick tips. So another cool thing it can do, which is really amazing, is it can plan out a holiday for you. It'll give you a day-to-day itinerary of things to do while on your trip, and you can get even more specific and ask it to provide options for flights and accommodation. So something else really cool you can do, you can ask it to recommend movies or book recommendations. For example, if you wanted to watch the best comedies or action movies from the 90s, just put it into ChatGPT. It'll give you all the best listings and recommendations. Another great thing it can do for business owners is take super complex like legal agreements or business agreements, for example, and make them more informal and understandable to someone who is perhaps not a lawyer, for example. Again, just copy and paste the text, ask it to make it informal and easy to understand. So next, let's get our game on. With ChatGPT, to make things even more exciting, you can play games with it too. So number 8, playing game. So if you open up ChatGPT, ask it what games it can play with you. It'll give you a whole lot of games to choose from, but one of my favorites is trivia. And that is because if you use this prompt, you can play any kind of trivia game you want. You can take things to another level, and you can ask ChatGPT to even code a game for you from scratch, which you can then play in your browser. It will take a few steps to get this right, but games like Snake and Pong have already been created using ChatGPT with people with very or little no coding experience. It will show you step by step how to do it. In fact, it can do this amazing as someone who has no idea about programming or code. If that wasn't enough, you can even play text adventure games with it like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not a fan myself, but you must admit this is mind-blowing. It can create a completely original story for you from absolutely nothing. So number 9, better responses. Now, to get better responses, the best thing to do is pretend you're talking to a real person. If you ask a simple like, what is 1 + 1 equal, you'll obviously get a simple answer. But if you're more detailed in your prompting, for example, you ask, what does 1 + 1 mean? Does it equal to 2? Then it'll give you a much more detailed and informative response and answer. The second thing to do for better responses is always correct ChatGPT when it's wrong or makes a mistake. I asked it who Dale Anderson was, it got it wrong. So as you go to make more corrections by prompting it, you think it got that wrong, the more it can correct itself. Learn and avoid those mistakes in future. Also, do not forget something else you can do is assign personas. Assign personality wherever you can, for example, as an expert in certain fields. Because every ChatGPT personality you assign it can give you a different response.
No, not you, not you. Your organization's terrible.
And some personalities even bigger responses than others. Number 10, make original content. Do not forget that ChatGPT can compose completely original content, for example, like write songs for you about aliens that came to abduct people and smoke weed with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I smoke that shit. Smoke it, choke it.
Create an Instagram caption, write a best man speech for my best friend's wedding that I met whilst on holiday in Spain, write me a book about unicorns. The options of content to create for you are unlimited. You can even take a job description with all its information, pop it into Chat GPT and ask it to write a one-page cover letter for you or even write your CV. So when it comes to content creation, sky is the limit. I used Chat GPT to write this whole video. Just kidding, but I did use it for some of the research. This is only the beginning and it's only going to get more advanced and better, from creating entire videos, scripts, films, books, business plans, coding, design, and so much more. Potential is unlimited. It's like having an expert at your fingertips on everything for free. So if you want to find out more, hit the subscribe button. I'll keep you fully updated on the latest property news, finance, and technology news. Thanks. Take care.